Yes. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda.
All the participants. You can open your eyes now. And please share whatever you have seen through the third eye, as we've been manifesting the power of the body scanning. So if you have been scanning somebody else, you can share with them whatever the third eye has revealed. Have the confidence that whatever you have seen was shown to you directly by Paramashiva, and share it as it is with that person. And if you have been scanning yourself, then you can take a few moments to share in the Zoom chat and let us know what you have seen through the third eye. Even if you have scanned somebody else, please also share in the Zoom chat so that we can know how successful you are with this power manifestation. So we'll be giving a few moments, and you can all share in the Zoom chat.
Yes, many times what has been revealed to you might not directly be an ailment or a disposition. It might be related to a habit that you have. It might be related to something that you maybe lack in your diet. Even if you just see greenery, you see a river, you see a forest, maybe it means you should spend more time out in nature. So through the body scanning, you can receive not only the ailment, the problem that you are facing, but also directly the solution. So depending on how detailed the body scanning is, you'll be able to pinpoint to the precision of having exactly the scientific name of a disease, the medicine that you might need, the person who could provide it, or what you can do to solve it. Swamiji has been training the Gurukul Balasans in anatomy so that they will be able to exactly, precisely describe what is the organ that is affected, what is the disease that they are facing. So the third eye always reveals it in a way that you can understand. So naturally, if you are a doctor and you know the whole body, you know all the mechanisms of the biochemistry and everything that is happening in your body, naturally, the third eye will be able to cater it more to your understanding. But it will always give the solution. You will always be able to step out of whatever you are experiencing. So feel free to share whatever you have experienced, even if you feel, how can this be a disease? How can this be something related to my body? Don't judge, just simply pen it down for yourself so you don't forget it. And if you want, you can share it here in the Zoom chat as well.
Yes. So we'll give a few moments for everyone to share. And keep in mind, so when you scan your body, for example, if there is any disease or some ailment in your body. It always has a root which is conscious, which is a pattern, an incompletion, some kind of obsessive thought that you have. So that is why when you scan yourself, the third eye may show the root of that and what experience is it is in the past. So don't have expectation that you'll see only something physical. There could be many different kinds of revelations, and the third eye will be showing.
Yes. In Ayurveda, a disease will only start expressing itself after 6 months. When you visit an Ayurvedic doctor, he might tell you about a condition that you are not experiencing. And so can the third eye also reveal something that you might not be experiencing. But understand, for 6 months, your body is like an incubator. You have a negative cognition, a life negative cognition that you are cherishing, certain behavioral patterns that you are cherishing. But only if you hold on to this pattern, you don't complete it for 6 months, will your physical body start expressing that as a disease. So even if you see something where you feel, oh, I don't know, is this related to my body? Look in and see where you need to shift before the disease even starts expressing. So if there's something that you might not be sure, is it related to your own body? It might be something that you are basically, you are breeding, you're breeding the disease in your own body.
Yes. So feel free to share whatever you have seen, and we'll be continuing with our sessions. Today, the whole theme is about completion, understanding the genesis of our identity. And okay, so in the meantime, we had a sharing. Malichicha, hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, saying stomach aches, feelings of self-worth, anxiety and fear, and nearsightedness, not wanting to see. Okay, so that's very interesting. Especially so when you see nearsightedness, not wanting to see, actually the eyes are very much connected with the stomach. Also, you can see if you load yourself too much with food, your eyes, your vision will become blurred. And actually, Swamiji also said, even when it connects to the Swadhisthana, if you want to have very deep white eyes, you should complete with all the fears and open the Swadhisthana. So everything that you are seeing is all connected. And so it's very good. And now see, when you have scanned this, that cognition and that memory inside you is getting awakened. It's not just the information that you are getting. It's like a file which is getting open so that the completion can happen inside you. So we recommend you to focus your completion process also on whatever has been revealed. And in the further rounds of the body scanning, you can also try to see deeper and more details.
Yes, and you can also use this as a direct technique to come to completion. So the next time when you experience stomach ache, you can remember, oh, this was already revealed to me. Where am I not acting out of my self-worth? Where am I not facing fears? So you can use this as a reminder for yourself to own up for yourself. So very beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And with this, we are going to get ready to dive deeper into the science of completion, into the science of the genesis of identity, as we are going to learn about the gaps between the different images. We have learned about the self-image, the outer image, the others image, and the life image. So inner image, outer image, others image, and life image. In between these images, there are gaps. And these gaps determine the quality of our life to an enormous extent, and how exactly that impacts our day-to-day life, our relationships, our manifestation, our very experience of ourselves and others and life itself. We are going to learn directly from Swamiji. So we are requesting all the participants to be in a space of listening and get ready, because this is one of the very important sessions where we are going to learn about self-doubt, self-hatred, and self-denial.
The whole humanity is suffering with identity crisis. The whole humanity is suffering with identity crisis. You are not sure about you. You yourself do not know what you want. Especially this consumeristic lifestyle. Anything which appears in front of you in larger than life size, you want that. You jump for it. Without knowing the context and subtext, you ask for it. When it happens in your life, you repent for it. Not being sure about you. This is what I call SDHD. Self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. The whole humanity is suffering with SDHD. Being sure about you is joy. Being sure about who you are to you is joy. Being sure about who you are to others is relationships. A successful relationship. I tell you, for transformation, you don't need to change your actions. You don't need to add or delete some actions into your routine. You just need to change your decisions. You just need to change your strategy. You just need to change your perceptions. After that, some actions may change, may not change. You don't need to worry. There won't be any struggle. It is just your perceptions that need to change. Your perceptions that need to be altered. It is possible. You can look in and find how you started the self-doubting pattern in you, which has stolen your happiness. The self-doubting pattern is life imprisonment. If you look in at some part of your life when you are young, you would have convinced everyone about you some way, but you yourself does not believe you exist in that way. When there is a gap, how you perceive you and how you project you to others, when you are especially successful in convincing others, making others believe the way you project you, unfortunately, when you are successful in convincing others about your outer identity, the way you project you to them, you start building self-doubt in you. Oh, everyone believes I am this, but inside I am not. Then what am I? This self-doubt takes away your happiness, steals your happiness once for all from you. After that, you may be adding, deleting any number of actions, any number of positive thinking, any number of creative visualization, nothing will work for you. Understand? Only when you get to the bottom of it, root of it, and see the karmic pattern of self-doubt in a very conducive spiritual ambience, in the protected, loving, caring, supportive ambience of the Master's presence, energy field, and complete with the root karmic patterns, the root thought patterns, you awaken yourself to yourself and you can just rewrite. Please.
Now I wanted to give you some deeper insights based on your introspection, your internalysis, your contemplation. How many of you found in your experience, listen carefully, how many of you found in your experience there is a gap between how you think about you and how you show you? Means gap between inner image and outer image. Raise your hand. If there is a gap between inner image and outer image, how you think of you and how you project you to others, in this gap, self-doubt starts. Understand? For example, you go to attend an interview, you know you are not capable of something, but you sell yourself to your boss, saying, I can do it. And boss is convinced and he gives you the job. When you come back, suddenly you feel you convinced others, but you yourself are not convinced. Then what is the truth? The doubt about yourself starts raising, which will start coming up in every level of your life. In your health, in your relationship, everywhere this doubt will start raising. That is what I call self-doubt. How many of you think you have this self-doubt? Raise your hand. We will have to now find that and complete. Second, how you project yourself to others, outer image, how others perceive you, others' image. You may project yourself very humble person, simple person. Others will say, see, this fellow acting. You may project as a humble, simple person. Others will say, see, this fellow, how he is acting. How many of you have experienced this? Raise your hand. You may project yourself in one way, others completely perceive in a different way. Raise your hand. Let me see the gap between outer image and others' image. Listen. When others perceive you in a different way, you naturally start feeling you are not enough unto yourself. You will start feeling, I am not enough. That is the source of all the self-hatred. Please understand, self-hatred. When you project yourself in some way, but others perceive in some other way. When you become powerless about it, and you feel you start hating yourself. I am not enough, I am not sufficient. Others are not believing how I am projecting me. That is self-hatred. Next, listen. Next, how many of you feel that you have this self-hatred? Raise your hand. You feel you are not enough. Raise your hand, let me see. Yes, that is self-hatred. We need to find out this source of this and complete with it. Third, this is the very important thing. Others' image, how others expect you. Life image, how you expect others. See the fun. Everyone around you will be telling you should understand people more, you should be more listening, you should have more understanding. But you will strongly believe everyone around me are incomplete, they should understand me more. You will believe everyone around you are incomplete and they don't understand anything, they should understand you and transform themselves. But they will all believe you are incomplete, you should understand them more and transform. How many of you have this tug of war? Raise your hand. This is what I call self-denial. Whatever is denying it, constant denial, the gap between what you think about others and what others think about you, this gap makes you start denying everything. See, when you want everyone to understand you and change, and everyone around you wants you to understand and change, there's a deadlock. And you become powerless, you don't do anything. This becomes a lifestyle. Time passes, day passes, you don't think. You don't walk that extra mile you need to walk. You constantly live in denial. All breakdown in life happens in denial. Understand? All breakdown happens in self-denial. How many of you think you have self-denial? Now it is time. You sit and pen down all the self-doubt you have, self-hatred you have, self-denial you have. SDHD. Now come to the space of listening. Expansion. Changing your decisions for better due to the new intelligence, data, facts available is not instability. That is not necessary to lead you to self-doubt. Listen, how many of you cognize because of the developments you did due to the latest intelligence available, you have become a self-doubting person? All of you first understand. See, for example, you plan for building a house with 2-story. But suddenly you got little more land, then you decide, why not build some 5-story apartments in that using the whole land and have 2 for ourselves, sell remaining. So why this decision has been taken? Because now you have more land, means the data is updated. Intelligence is updated. So you changed the possibility. But this new decision does not need to lead you to self-doubt. But what you usually do, if you upgrade, change, develop, you feel like, oh, I am always like this only, not stable in anything. If you are shrinking, withdrawing, You get suddenly bored or tired, you become irresponsible about the house, and you dump that land, it is lying in a corner, and you don't even care, then you can have a self-doubt. All of you are getting it, what I am saying? Irresponsibility can lead to self-doubt, not responsibility, not updating. It does not need to lead you to self-doubt. Self-doubt is one of the biggest self-destructive patterns. It is like you tie your leg with a chain to the pole. Can you go anywhere? No. Please listen. Many times in your life, your upgradation makes you with self-doubt. You think you are unstable. Actually, your withdrawal should make you self-doubt, not upgradation. Expansion should not make you doubt yourself. Understand, upgrading is life. That should not create self-doubt in you. It is withdrawal or withdrawal from upgrading should create self-doubts in you. And finally, end of the day, all self-doubts you have to complete. Listen, see the difference between self-doubts which is created in you because of your upgrading and because of your withdrawal. How many of you are able to separate, differentiate and see? If you are not able to, then tell me, I'll describe again. How many of you are not able to cognize this? So let me repeat. Please listen, I'll repeat. Life is based on the decisions you make. Many times, after you make the decision and before execute it, the data you have to make the decision will get upgraded. For example, you have 40 by 40 site, means land, 40 feet by 40 feet. You decide to build a house. Suddenly, after this decision is made, before you build the house, you have updated data. Now you got 3 more plots. Now you have 4 40 by 40 by 40. Now you have updated data. With this, naturally, you will feel like you may go like, let me build apartment complex, I have 2 for me, sell others, 2 other apartments to others. So this decision, if you are not ready to take the responsibility, can be tiring and making you doubt yourself. I am always like this only, nothing I will execute. I will think, and then confuse, and then confuse, and then confuse. When you create that self-doubt, you will never execute this. Understand, the self-doubting should not be created during expansion. Unfortunately, you create that. Second, even during withdrawal, the self-doubts which are created because of withdrawal is justified but should not be allowed. Self-doubt is created in you in 2 different situations. One, the situations where you expand. Another one, situations where you shrink. Situations where you expand, it should neither be allowed nor justified. Situations where you shrink, it should not be allowed. Self-doubt should not be allowed, but it is justified. How many of you are getting it now? So now, whether it is a shrinking time or expanding time, whenever you have suffered with the self-doubt, pen down, we will start the completion process. Please listen. Along with your root pattern and split up of your personality, one more thing has entered into you, constantly doubting. Please listen. Because any part of your personality decides or does anything, the other part doubts the cognition. Whatever your right hand does, left hand is doubting. Whatever your left hand does, right hand is doubting. So you have to do anything with both the hands, only then it will be successful. So first of all, you need to complete with this doubting pattern. Constantly doubting yourself. Because you constantly doubt yourself, you doubt about the truths of completion, four tattvas, principles. You doubt everything. You doubt you. Because you doubt you doubt me. Please listen. If you doubt you, you will doubt me. Because I am inside you more than you exist in you. If you are occupying 20-30% of you, I am occupying 60-70% of you. So naturally, if you doubt you, you will doubt me. And if you have anger towards you, you will have anger towards me. Sometimes people think, oh, I don't have anger towards others, I have only anger towards me. But I tell you, when you dig, you will see very clearly, vengeance towards others, when you can't express it, it becomes anger towards you. Vengeance towards others when you can't express it, when you think, oh no, they are powerful, I have to be dependent on them, then it expresses on you. Today, I'll expand only on how to complete with your self-doubt. Listen, today I'll expand just on this one subject. Self-doubt. Sit and look in. Look in to find first time when the self-doubting started in you. Please understand. The moment you realize your inner image about you is different and the outer image you project to others is different, self-doubting will start on you. The moment you realize behind the screen you are like something, outside the screen you are like something, or in front of your wife you are something, you have a different way of behaving, outside when she is not there you have a different way of describing her. When you understand please understand, when you understand that your inner image about you, your outer image about you, the way you project you and the way you think about you, when these two are different, the way you think about you is mamakara, the way you project you is ahankara. When these two become different, and one important thing, please listen, especially when others are convinced about the image you project outside. You think, oh God, all these fellows are fooled. Even though I am hiding what is and projecting different, everyone is fooled. Then I think this is the way everyone is fooling others. Then you start doubting everything and you. Listen. When there is a disconnect between your inner image about you and the image you project about you outside, means your outer image. When there is a disconnect between these two, and especially when you are able to convince others, about your outer image, the way you project yourself is the true image. When you are able to convince everyone, suddenly the self-doubt starts getting developed. What am I doing? What is this? The worst conscious killer disease is self-doubt. Especially self-doubt established as a pattern in you. You will see very clearly, you will work for something, and when it becomes a failure, you yourself will take revenge on you. You did all this, na? You need this. How many of you have this self-revenge pattern? You yourself. This is called Atma Droga. Understand? First Atma Sandeha means self-doubt, then Atma Droha. This leads to Atma Hadya, self-destruction. Now that is the poor human beings. Look in and start digging out. When first time you started having self-doubt, try to remember, recollect the earliest memory of your self-doubt. When you yourself did not trust the words you uttered. For example, even now when you declare with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, I declare, one part of you saying, you don't neither have integrity nor have responsibility or have authenticity. What are you declaring? Keep quiet, you are not going to be successful. These are all pseudo drama. What others, they may be telling because they may be having. Before you even complete one statement, your other part has finished satsang. But I tell you, only by the declarations and making them into reality, the spiritual strength, the Atma Bala is created. What is Atma Bala? Most of you, your parts being integrated. See, now you are nothing more than a spare part shop. You are not a whole vehicle. You are a spare part shop. In US, there will be dump yards where the lot of cars will be dumped. Any spare part you want, you can go into the dump yard and remove it. When you come out, you can pay for that and go. You will get even Rolls-Royce spare parts in the dump yards. You may get Rolls-Royce spare parts, but that does not mean dump yards can become car showroom. All of us are only dump yards, spare parts selling center. Because we are all in different spare parts. Each one is thinking in one own way. Your tongue goes on visualizing about food. And all the decisions about food, it puts that file in the front. Hey, sign in this first. And your eyes, they put their file. They push their file. Hey, come on. Sign in this. And your lust. That fellow, when he comes, he pushes everyone out because he bribes a lot. All files are thrown out. And he says, come on, sign in this. It is literally a chaotic government office. Chaotic, corrupt government office. Chaotic, corrupt government office and spare parts selling center. Now, first thing you need to do, when the self-doubting started and all the incidents you remember about your self-doubting pattern, the pattern of self-doubting, if somebody knows how to touch the pattern of your self-doubting, he can make you doubt anything. But it will lead to destruction. Based on self-doubt, any doubt you create, it will lead to more and more ignorance. More and more ignorance. Please understand. I tell you, many fellows who can exploit, who master the art of exploiting your self-doubt, they become atheist leaders, the revolutionaries. And the guys who can exploit your ability to doubt your emotions, they become poets. Please understand. Poetry, cinema, all these arts are nothing but making you feel that your self-doubt can be healed. I'll give you the example. Why in always all movies the lovers finally unite? And why they don't show after they get married what happens? So your emotion, the decisions you take during your emotion can't be completely trusted. And one more thing you need to understand, that does not mean you should not take any decision based on emotion. You should take decisions based on emotions which should also be supported with intelligence. So, whenever you are high on emotion, want to take some decision, if you stop taking decision, you will live as buffalo. If you take decision immediately, you will enter into incompletion. You should raise your intelligence level to your emotion, means building up completion in you to support why you should do what you want to do. Please understand. I am revealing some of the important basic theories of life. All the movie makers, they try to show the decision you take emotionally, the love marriage or anything, it is always good and right. At least majority of them try to show. Because in their life they realized it is wrong and lie and failure. They go on, try to justify. No, 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 no. I may not be successful, but the system is successful. Listen. Listen. Whenever you are high on emotion, means you are in love with a boy or girl, and you really, really want to get married. If you don't take the decision in that high emotion, your whole life will be like a buffalo. I have seen people who don't take any decision. So understand, if you don't take decisions when you are highly excited, feeling powerful and emotion, you will become a buffalo. Same way, if you take decisions during that high emotions, you will be failure. Then what should be done? Build the intelligence to support your decisions during the high emotion. Means building completion. During the high emotions, self-doubt also will be in high frequency. So complete with that self-doubt. Complete with the self-doubts. I can say, self-doubt is the part of you does not allow you to take any major decisions in your life. Sit with all these self-doubting patterns, pen them down, relive and relive them, complete with them. Don't doubt whether you completed with your self-doubts. That will be one more doubt, at least complete with that. If you have self-doubt, complete with it. If you have one more doubt, whether you completed with your self-doubt or not, complete with that also. Life starts only when you complete, when you are established in completion, in the completion. केवल पूर्णत्व से भी आपके जीवन आरंभ होता है. Complete with all the root patterns. Above all, complete with your self-doubting patterns. I tell you, you bring all the suffering, worst things in your life just because of your self-doubting pattern. If somebody can complete with their self-doubting pattern, they start living Jivan Mukti. Complete with your self-doubting pattern. When you have a very disempowering, powerless mamakara idea about you, just to compensate it for survival's sake, you project a powerful ahankara towards others, powerful image to others. That gap creates self-doubt in you. With the self-doubting pattern, you don't do anything good. You don't do anything higher. I tell you, somehow complete with self-doubting pattern. Only when you complete with your root pattern, you will be able to complete with self-doubting pattern. Whoever completes with the self-doubting pattern, lives as a leader, lives as a hero, lives as Jivan Mukta. Again and again and again, I request, even if you forget all my teachings, all you learnt from all the spiritual books, all the spiritual satsangs, and all the spiritual knowledge you acquired, even if you forget everything, just remember this completion with yourself and others. You will live Jivan Mukti life. Completing with the wrong pattern, inadequate cognition that anything you do will have lot of obstacles, impossible, is Ganesha Puja. Understand? Completing with that wrong cognition, which you think as strong cognition, which is not. You always think wrong cognitions are all strong cognitions, which is not true. Wrong cognitions are not strong cognitions as you visualize. Inadequate cognitions. Inadequate cognitions are not strong cognitions. Completing with it. Wrong cognition is never a strong cognition. Understand? We have a strong belief, anything I am going to take it up is going to be very difficult. Anything I am going to take up is going to be very difficult and impossible. When you have that strong cognition, it is going to be difficult and impossible. Naturally, you already felt the tiredness in your muscle memory. You already created tiredness in your biomemory. Please understand, already the tiredness and boredom has become your default cognition. That's the most difficult problem. That's the most difficult problem. We have to complete with that. Completing with the pattern of impossible, most difficult, is Ganesha Puja. That is what is worship of the Lord Vigneshwara. See, Vigneshwara, Ganapati, Ganesha stands for possible. No obstruction. Lord of obstructions means when he stands, all obstructions disappear. He stands for that possible. Removes obstacles. I tell you, please understand. Create the space of Ganesha in all of you and remove complete with the pattern that impossible, difficult, lot of obstacles are there. For next 10 days, this is the Ganesha Brahmotsava for the Sangha. For next 10 days, we are going to work on only this one thing, completing with all our impossible cognitions, completing with all our ideas of impossibility, completing with all our ideas of lot of obstacles, completing with all our ideas of this is not good, this is not possible, that is not possible, this will not happen, that will not happen. Complete with all that wrong cognitions, complete with all that wrong beliefs, complete with all that inadequate cognitions. This is Ganesha Puja for all of us this time. This is the message for Ganesha Brahmotsava. This is the message for Ganesh Chaturthi. This time, these 10 days, doing completion. Anything which you think is obstacle for your declaration is Vigna. Completing with that is Vigneshwara Puja. Unfortunately, you even give up on yourself. Even this idea does not excite you. You think, no, I'll try, but it will not work out. I'll try, it will not work out. I'll try, it will not work out. Means what? You already finished. You can even complete with the strong layers and layers of negativity. The layers and layers of negativity. You can complete even with that. You can complete all the negative beliefs of your subordinates. Please understand, for whoever you take the responsibility, you can complete even for their negative beliefs. So, keeping Ganesha as the witness, with my integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching, I am completing for all your negative beliefs. I take the responsibility for the whole Sangha and all the devotees and disciples. I am completing all the wrong cognition, the cognition of impossible, cognition of giving up, cognition of lot of obstacles are there. I am completing. And you will all experience the power of my completion. With whoever, see, for whoever you are taking responsibility in your life, you can complete for their incompletion. It is possible. Because the space of completion which you carry, the power of that will naturally impact them and create completion in them. Make completion happen in them. Completing with that wrong patterns. Understand, whatever you declared in your life, anything you feel as obstacle to make your declaration into reality is wrong cognition, inadequate cognition. You can complete with it. Completing with that is Ganesha Puja. This time, this Ganesh Chaturthi, my message for all of you is completing with whatever you carry as impossible, whatever you carry as obstacle, complete with all of that. each one of your declaration should become reality. Anything you think is stopping your declaration becoming reality is wrong cognition, inadequate cognition. Complete with all of that. Complete with all of that. Today, with the inauguration of the Ganesha Brahmotsava, I give this message. Complete with all your inadequate cognitions. Complete with your self-doubt patterns, whether you can complete with your inadequate cognitions or not. Even your self-doubting patterns, whether I can complete with my incompletions or not, whether I can complete with my inadequate cognitions or not, is a one more inadequate cognition. Complete with that also. So the layer by layer by layer, all the cognitions which smells with impossible, no, not for me, later on, back pain, I'm tired, life is boring, no, this all after 10 years. I need more resource. Too many obstacles. I tried my best. My logic is stuck there. This is much only I can do. This is what I am. All these are layers and layers and layers of inadequate cognition, wrong cognition. Complete. Complete with all of that. That is why Ganesha is sitting in Mooladhara. Ganesha is Lord of Mooladhara. Once you complete with all these inadequate cognitions only, you will come out. Say, yes, I am here. Wrong cognitions are not strong cognitions. You strongly believe wrong cognitions are strong cognitions and they are default cognitions, and that is the way of life, which is not true. Understand? Today, inaugurating Ganesha Brahmotsava, I give this as a message to all of you. Next 10 days, all of us will complete all the inadequate cognitions, wrong cognitions, the cognition of impossibility, I cannot, I don't, I won't, the cognitions of obstacles. We will complete with all that. We will complete with all that. And completion with all these inadequate and wrong cognitions is the real Ganesh Chaturthi Brahmotsava, this time for all of us. That is Ganesh Puja for our whole Sangha. Let us start Ganesha Brahmotsava from today. Kundalini is your possibility. You letting your possibility happening in you. You trusting your possibility without self-doubt. You responding to your possibility without the self-doubt is Kundalini energy. Please understand. Each human being allows himself to be expressed, allows his possibility without self-doubt in one dimension, no doubt. Even if you are a useless fellow, to be useless in that dimension, you allow your possibility without self-doubt. Somebody allows their possibility without self-doubt in the field of cooking. This guy may be useless in all other fields, but in cooking, he has no self-doubt about himself. He knows any dish he sees, he will be able to make it. Some people will allow themselves without self-doubt in the field of medicine. Maybe an orthopedic surgeon or general physician or eye specialist or dentist. Somebody may express their peak possibility without self-doubt in the field of law. So every human being expresses his peak possibility, allows his peak possibility in some one field without self-doubt. It is not that you don't express in any field at all. No, then you can't be alive. Even to be alive, at least in one field, you have to allow the Kundalini to breathe through you. Kundalini has to breathe through you at least in one field. I have seen some people, they will be so cunning. In the cunningness, they will allow their peak possibility. In some field, you allow your peak possibility without self-doubt. A great lawyer, he may have a lot of doubt about his character. He may have a lot of doubt about his ability to cook. He may have a lot of doubt about his ability to drive. But in his lawyer field, he will not have doubt. He will not have any self-doubt. Same way a dentist. He may have doubt about his ability to speak publicly. He may have self-doubt about his ability to handle his wife. He may have self-doubt about his ability to pick up languages. But in the dentistry, he will not have any self-doubt. So understand, in any field, you express your peak possibility without self-doubt. You allow your Kundalini to be awakened in that field.
Yes. So as you understand, since the first incident, the first moment of powerlessness in our lives, all of us have become fragmented. We have these different images and none of them are aligned. There's a gap in between each of them. That is the source of the doubt that we have. Why we doubt about ourselves all the time. Sanjay was speaking about when we have a high inspiration, but not being able to take major decisions because of that doubt. So when we understand this genesis of identity and the gap in between these images, we will understand how the self-doubt is happening inside us, and we'll be able to complete with it.
Yes.
So,
okay. So we're going to have a look at the different gaps between the images, starting off with the gap between inner image and outer image. As you can see in the projected graphic, the gap between the inner image and the outer image is self-doubt. Swamiji gave the example you might fear that you are a failure. But to your boss, you project yourself as a very reliable, very capable person. And when does the self-doubt come in? When the other person actually believes it. So you project yourself as a great person, capable person, and your boss gives you the lead over some project. But inside you fear that you are incapable, and now you have that big responsibility. So that is when the self-doubt comes in. Oh, will I now actually be able to do this? Oh no, he actually bought into the lie that I was telling. So that is the first way that the self-doubt creeps in.
Yes, and then you can see the gap in between the outer image and the other's image. That is the source of the self-hatred. When you show yourself as something to others, you want others to have a certain image about you, but somehow they do not. They have their own image about you, and you're not able to have them to see you the way they want, the way you want them to see you. So that is when you start feeling self-hatred. Then the gap in between the other's image and the life image, which is the self-denial. So you can have a look at this graph whenever if you feel like referring to it sometime in the future, you can head to YouTube and just pause at that moment and contemplate and see how these different images, how this gap is happening in your life when you experience the self-doubt, hatred, and denial. So this is going to be the focus of the exercise anyways. And we're going to first start with the self-doubt. So the gap between the inner image and the outer image. When you show yourself as something to others, but even you don't feel convinced about that. So take a few moments now to internalize and pen down all the self-doubt that you have and all the incidents when it started. So at first, you may see incidents where it is manifesting, when it is happening. Try to go back in time and trace when it started. If you can find incidents connected that happened in your childhood, if you're around 5 or 7 years of age, these will be the incidents that you are looking for. Okay, so let's start the exercise now. Step 1, self-doubt, understanding the self-doubt.
So now let us move on to the next step of this exercise. The next gap is the gap between the outer image and the other's image. Now pen down all the self-hatred that you have and the incidents when it started in you. So look in where your outer projection and others' expectation about you did not align. You wanted to show yourself as someone who is strong, someone who is funny, someone who is friendly. And the other people outside, they felt different about you. And you started hating yourself. So look into the incident when this started. For each of the outer images that you wanted to project, look in and see when did you start hating yourself. If you have any questions about this process, do let us know. And let's enter into this step of the exercise.
All right, so we move to the next phase now, the last step of the exercise, which is the self-denial. So pen down all the self-denial that you have and the incidents, the moments in your life where it is manifesting, how you give up on your very possibility, and try to trace the source incident as early as possible in your life, in your childhood. Okay, so let's begin now. Yes. So we hope that you have completed the exercise. And with these two first sessions that we have done, you should have been able to understand what your four images are and how the gap in between these four is causing the self-doubt, hatred, and denial. Now, you may need to spend more time in these exercises. That's pretty fine. At least now you are getting the understanding and able to start this completion process, which will help you a lot. And today's session are some of the very important sessions that will give you very deep understanding about yourself and how the whole identity that you have started in your life. So now we'll be entering into a Kriya, another powerful process, yogic technique designed by Swamiji, which is a cure for hypertension. Now, if some of you have hypertension, then of course you will be immediately benefited by this Kriya. Even if you do not have, this Kriya will help you to create a deep space of completion within. And as Swamiji will be awakening your Kundalini, especially since it is guided by Swamiji, we encourage everyone to follow along. These Kriyas, as Swamiji says, when you work on one thing, you get that and everything else also. See, you may be working, this Kriya may be specifically for one ailment, but it will make you overall healthy. And not only that, as we said, you will have the awakening of the Kundalini and you will be creating the best body and mind. So throughout this Paramashivam, we encourage all of you to participate in this Kriya, in these techniques to the best of your ability. So we'll be starting with the Kriya now. We request participants to prepare yourself and be ready to enter into the technique.
Yes, get your yoga mats ready. We're going to have a few asanas and pranayamas. So make sure there's enough space around you. And let's enter into this Kriya.
Today, Kriya, Nitya Kriya for curing hypertension. One good thing about this Kriya is, immediately after the Kriya, at least half an hour you have to sleep. I will sincerely recommend to do this Kriya before falling asleep. In the night time, do this Kriya and fall asleep. Understand? You can teach this to anybody with a guarantee, money back guarantee. 100% cure for hypertension or money back guarantee within 10 days. This is such powerful Kriya. Fourth step. Let me start now. The first step. First step is Nadi Shodhana Pranayam. Sit straight. You can be in Padmasana or Baddha Padmasana or Siddhasana, no problem. These three are okay. Inhale through the left by blocking the right nostril and exhale through the left. Again, inhale through the right and exhale through the left. In through left, out through right. Again, in through right and out through left. Do this 21 times. Please start. Use your hands to close the nostrils. Do it sincerely. In through left, out through right. Again, in through right, out through left. This is called one Nadi Shodhana. Like this 21 times.
Now, let's move to the next step. Second step, please understand. Pavana Muktasana. Let me read the sutra. Dvayostu padayoho parshim latvasya svanitampake januni vakshasi sadhuhu baddati karabandhanaihi. Having brought the heels of two legs close to the perineal region and the knees close to the chest, with the tying of the hands, the noble one holds the knees. This is the Pavana Muktasana. Please understand. Hold. Right hand should be on the top, left should be the bottom. Hold the knees. Your hand should be on the knees. In this Pavana Muktasana, start the humming process. Brahmari Dhyana. Next step, start the humming. As, see, please understand. When you inhale, hum. When you exhale, hum. Both moments, start humming intensely. Start. Intensely. As intensely as possible. The knees very tight. The heels has to touch the body. Keep the knees closer and continue. Keep the back straight.
The next step, Yoga Nidra. Let me read the instruction in Sanskrit. Vichina Sangalpa Vigalpa Mule Nishesha Nirmulita Karma Jale Nirantara Abhyasa Nitanta Badra Sajumpatye Yogini Yoga Nidra Vishrantim Asadya Turiya Talpe Vishwadya Vasta Tritayoparishte Samminmayim Kamapi Sarvakalam Nidram Sake Nirvisha Nirvigalpam. Having cut off from the base of thinking and having completely nullified the net of the action, in other words, being unclutched from thoughts, unclutched from actions, and unclutched from the fruits of actions, by constant practice, the state of most sacred yoga nidra happens in yogi. Understand? Now, when you sit in Pavan Muktasana and do the humming intensely for 7 minutes, you get into a kind of a giddy state which you love to fall into. Just lie down and stretch the leg, unclutch. You won't be able to completely unclutch immediately. But the unclutching and the laziness combined together, not sleep, a kind of a half sleep you will fall. Get into that sleep. That is what is Yoga Nidra now. Please lie down. Unclutch. Don't snore. For next 21 minutes. When you do it in the house every day, do it before going to bed, late night. Do this and fall asleep. 100% cure for hypertension. Now just unclutch. You will fall into a kind of half asleep. Just fall into that state and relax. Unclutch and go to the state wherever your being leads. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Relax. Usually when you do it in the house, just do this yoga nidrans, sleep.
Yes, continue to lie down. We'll be giving a few more minutes for all the participants to enter into the Yoga Nidra. Remain in the posture. remain in the posture for some more time, relaxing deeply and falling into the Yoga Nidra. And give a few more minutes for the participants.
After this powerful Kriya, just take a few minutes and lay down in the posture that is shown like Swamiji is laying. Lay down for a few moments.
Yes. So you can all now come back to a seated posture. A very powerful Kriya which will completely cure all the hypertension. If anyone missed it, you can always go back to the YouTube and follow along once more whenever you find time later as well. And now we'll be entering into the power manifestation and manifesting the power of the body scanning once more. This time we'll be scanning specifically the heart. We'll be scanning the heart, either our own or you can scan somebody else if you'd like. And if you have a bit of knowledge about anatomy, and if you have any medical knowledge, you can use that to scan for the specific condition of the heart, going into precise details. Even if you do not have, just scan the heart and see what Swamiji reveals. You may receive details, very precise details about how the heart is, how the heart's condition is, how it is pumping the blood. You may be even seeing the heart rate. You may be seeing all sorts of details, or you may see certain things that are kind of connected to the incompletions or to the conscious aspect, the experiences due to which the condition of the heart is the way it is right now. So be open to whatever is going to be revealed. And let's get ready to start. You can all sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. And bring your awareness to the third eye. Be in the space of oneness with Swamiji. Now, from the space of oneness, using your third eye, through the third eye, consciously scan into the heart, either yours or your partner's. Consciously scan the heart through the third eye, allowing the revelations to happen, to be given. Chant the Mahavakya intensely. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Let's enter into the power manifestation now. Connect to Swamiji intensely and manifest the power of body scan.
Shivu.